Want to get cheat sheets, audiobooks, lessons, apps, and much more every month for free? Just click the link in the description to get your free language gifts of the month.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Ask Alisha, the weekly series where you ask me questions and I answer them. Maybe. Okay, let's get to your first question this week. First question this week comes from Boon Kyung. Hi Boon Kyung. Boon Kyung says, how do we know when to use shall or will when asking questions? Okay, so very simply, shall is used to make suggestions. We put shall at the beginning of our question when we want to make a suggestion and to make something sound kind of formal. We don't really use shall in everyday English. So some examples, shall I drop the mic? Shall we leave? Or shall we get going? Or shall I make you a birthday cake? Okay, so shall is used to make these formal suggestions. Shall I, or shall we, or shall he, and so on. There's some kind of suggestion there, like shall he make you a cocktail, or shall we give you a birthday party, or something like that. So you can replace I with we or he or she in those sentences. So you're making suggestions. But again, they sound really formal. We don't say these in everyday speech, at least in American English. It sounds too polite. Will, on the other hand, is used at the beginning of questions when we want to make requests. So again, shall is used for suggestions, will is used to make requests. Like, will you stop doing that? Or will you get me a coffee? And so on. So we're using will to make requests. Will comes at the beginning of the sentence when we want to make a request for something. Shall can come at the beginning of a sentence when you're kind of asking if it's okay to do something as well. So this is the basic difference between using shall at the beginning of a sentence or the beginning of a question and using will at the beginning of a question. Suggestion or offer and request, making some kind of request. So please keep this in mind. I hope that this helps you. Thanks for the question. Okay, let's move on to your next question. Next question comes from Al Mubin. Hi, Al Mubin. Al Mubin says, hi, Alisha. What is the difference between continue and go on? Okay. So continue is followed with a noun phrase. So that's the thing that's going to move forward. So go on can be used to mean please continue speaking. But when someone is saying something interesting in a conversation and they stop the sentence or they stop speaking, but you want them to continue, you can say, go on. You can say continue as well. It sounds like a command, but you might hear people say go on as well. So in contrast to the word continue, we cannot follow go on with a simple noun phrase. We can't say like go on your discussion or go on your presentation. We cannot do that. We use go on to talk about going to the next thing in a series, like the next item in a presentation or the next topic in a discussion. Like I'm going to go on to the next slide now, or I'm going to go on to the next question. So we use go on to express that. We can use continue in this way, and just as with go on, we need to connect continue with to the next item. So I want to continue to the next topic, or I want to continue to the next slide in my presentation. So we can use both of these to talk about moving to the next item in a series of some kind, but we can only use continue with a noun phrase, and we can use go on alone to mean please continue in a conversation. So I've noticed in the comments actually a lot of people will write like they enjoyed a lesson or something like that, and then it'll say go on. And it has that feeling of like, go on, like please, I know the feeling is like, please continue. To express that a little bit more naturally, like if you see something you like on the internet, like you should be a little more specific. Like if you say go on or continue, generally what native speakers will say is, I hope you make more videos, or please make more videos like this, or please make more podcasts, or please make more content like this. So being a little bit more specific with your comments, at least when you're writing online, sounds a little bit more natural than just saying, go on, or continue. So I hope that this helps you understand the differences between continue and go on. Thanks very much for the question. Okay, on to our next question. Next question comes from Luis. Your name is in all caps. Luis. Hi, Luis. Luis says, what is the difference between the words sleep and asleep in sentences? To answer this question, just use your grammar knowledge and your knowledge of how to use a dictionary as a tool. Sleep can be used as a noun and as a verb. Asleep is an adjective, so that means these words take different positions in sentences. For example, he's sleeping. In that sentence, sleeping is used in the progressive tense. He is sleeping. It's a verb. You could also express the same idea with he's asleep. He is asleep. So he is adjective asleep. So they have the same meaning. He's sleeping, he is asleep. So asleep means in the state of sleeping. So asleep is just a way to say it differently. So you could say that. You could also use sleep as a noun, as in he went to sleep on the sofa, or I didn't get enough sleep last night. So the differences here are in how we use the words in the sentence, like the sentence position. And we also need to think, especially with the verb, about conjugating the verb, changing the verb to match what we want to say in the sentence. Asleep we use as an adjective. So there are lots of different ways we can express a similar idea, not being awake, but we just need to think about the type of word. By that I mean verb, noun, adjective. We need to think about that as we build the sentence. We could say it negatively too, like you're not asleep, I can see you. I tried to call him, but he was asleep. Don't sleep on this chance. That's something else we mean, which means don't miss this chance. Oh, that's another good expression. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep on it. Means I'm going to go to sleep and then wake up in the morning and then have a decision. So after you're presented with a big decision, you can say, I'm going to sleep on it, which means please give me one night to think about this. So I'm going to go to sleep, wake up, make my decision. So give me a night to sleep on it. So sleepyhead. Sleepyhead is a word we use in the States usually for little kids, like to mean like, oh, you're a child, you're a small person who is sleepy. That means you're ready for bed. So sleepy is another word that we haven't really talked about here yet. But sleepy is also an adjective. I'm sleepy. So that means it takes the same position in a sentence as asleep. But sleepy means I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm ready for sleep. So again, that takes the same position as asleep in a sentence, but it means something different, just a different adjective. Okay, so I hope that helps you understand the differences between sleep and asleep in sentences. Thanks for the question. Okay, that is everything that I have for this week. Thank you, as always, for sending your questions. Remember, you can send them to me at EnglishClass101.com/ask-Alisha. Also, if you like this lesson, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other things to help you with your English studies. Thanks very much for watching this week's episode of Ask Alisha, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.